everyone, welcome back to ImpactVerse. It looks like Genshin Impact is about to change things in a big way with version 5.2. Today, we're diving into some major leaks about upcoming buffs to elemental reactions that could totally change the way we build teams and play the game. If you've been using reactions like Superconduct, Electrocharged, Overloaded, or Shatter, you're in for a huge surprise. These reactions are getting some serious buffs that will give your favorite characters a massive damage boost. If these changes turn out to be true, we could be looking at one of the biggest updates we've seen in a while. So, let's break it all down. First, a quick disclaimer. The info we're discussing today comes from leaks and early data from the version 5.2 beta, which has already started. So while these changes seem pretty likely, there's always a chance things could be tweaked before the final release. But since the beta is already underway, it's very possible that these buffs will make it into the game as part of the next update. The source of this info is a leaker named Uncle Balls. So, what are the big changes? According to Uncle Balls, Superconduct, Electrocharged, Overloaded, and Shatter are all getting huge buffs in 5.2. Let's start with Superconduct. It's going from a 0.5x multiplier to a massive 1.5x. This is going to make Superconduct a lot more relevant for physical damage teams, especially if you're running characters like Eula. If you've been sleeping on Superconduct, this update is about to wake you up. Next up, Electrocharge. It's jumping from a 1.2x multiplier to 2.0x. That's almost double the damage. This means that Electrocharged teams, which are already pretty solid, are going to be even more powerful. Characters like Raiden Shobin are going to hit even harder, and this could significantly improve her damage output. So, if you're already using Electrocharged comps, this buff is a game changer. Now let's talk about Overloaded. It's getting a buff from a 2.0x multiplier to 2.75x. Overloaded is known for its high burst damage, but with this buff, it could become a top-tier reaction in certain team compositions. Sure, Overloaded can cause some annoying knockback, but with the extra damage, it's going to be worth the hassle in a lot of situations. Finally, Shatter is getting a dramatic boost as well, going from a 1.5x multiplier to 3.0x. Shatter has always been a bit underwhelming, but with this buff, it could turn into a viable option for characters like Eula. It's going to be interesting to see how these buffs change the way people approach Shatter teams. Before these buffs, let's be real, most players didn't prioritize reactions like Superconduct, Electrocharged, Overloaded, or Shatter in their team builds. These reactions were seen as niche or situational, often overshadowed by more powerful reactions like Vaporize or Melt. But with these changes, reactions that were once secondary could start playing a much larger role in the meta. For example, Electrocharged teams are going to be stronger than ever, and Superconduct, which has been more niche for physical teams, could now provide significantly higher damage. And speaking of shaking things up, we know that the Pyro Archon, Mavuika, is set to debut soon, and her release could further change how we use reactions. As the Pyro Archon, Mavuika is expected to have strong pyro application abilities, which could greatly enhance reactions like Overloaded. She might even create new synergies for Electrocharged and Superconduct teams when paired with Electro characters. So, what do you think of these reaction buffs? Are you excited to see how they'll change your team composition? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.